I felt this one was just so deep and black. Like I went into this like blue, purple blackness, and it's hard to speak even. I feel like it was just so primordial. I still feel I'm coming out. Like not dense heavy, but not dense heavy, just very like, and I heard this just loud, or in my experience, there was just this primordial noise, like it wasn't ohm, but it was a single tone, and I just felt like it was vibrating through every like cell of my being and non-being. And so for me, it was just very non-visual mostly. It was just beyond my sight, beyond my normal senses, just very, it's hard to put into words what it
Yes, yes, I
was.
wanted to say that. That at
Yeah.
that level, it's hard to describe it in words.
Yeah, I'm having even trouble speaking right now. Like I feel I'm still coming out of it, but it's just, yeah, I can't. I go blank. Like I just like I feel like I can go back there, like just kind of like I f- yeah. See, I feel stoned like
Yeah.
like, um but it's like there's this, it's like this deeper rich part of me that's like I I feel like I'm being connected with a deeper, richer, like part, not part of me, but source of me that's now a trickle. It's like it's I feel like it's being, like you said, like reattuned, reconnected. But it's not perfect. So I'm like blah 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 blah. Like I'm still clumsy.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you.
I actually love the intensity of this. It felt it's like a good match. I can just surrender. Okay, what do I need to see? What do I need to look at? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to bring back with me? It was very emotional for me, but at the same time, the clarity was there. It was very intense, but it was, for me, it was easy. It was like, oh, okay, all right. I just have to do this. I just have to be there. So it's interesting.
I was feeling like really surrounded by like pink and white energy. And then I was seeing almost like turquoise color, you know, like in the actual stone, like it almost has the brown, like I was seeing that like around me. So that was very nice and interesting. There was a moment where it was after you had mentioned like if love or anger, those things fuel us, like I had felt a lot of love, but then I did have a moment of feeling like a lot of like rage going through me, and then it was calm back down again. So that was kind of interesting, but it was just very relaxing for me.
I can share Guzalia, but you know mine are crazy. You want me to tell you?
How could I not?
The way that I go down is the roots are taking me from side to side, and I'm swinging from side to side, and the roots of the tree are catching me. So as I move, they're gracefully taking me down. Then I get to the bottom. You say, look at who this God is, or what is the purpose, or whatever it was. I don't remember. I'm a snowflake. So I'm energy, but I'm a snowflake. And that snowflake colors are coming in. And it's, what are you driven by? And I see yellow, and it says joy. And then something says something about justice. So joy and justice, these godly figures, there were like 4 of them. There wasn't one. And they were forming me in this icicle. I looked like a snowflake. When we're coming up and you're bringing us up, when I was going down also at the beginning, there's an angel taking me down. But at the end, there's this lady. She looks like some beautiful snow lady. And she integrates into me. And I get to see, I'm in like in a Venetian place, Venetian pool, and I look down and I can feel when she integrates to me, all these things that you're telling us to bring back or feel stronger. She integrates to me. I look down and I've transformed. When I'm coming back up, everything is white. The carriage is coming out of the water is white. At the end, I come out, I'm super tall, super big, super powerful. I'm dressed in white. The carriage is coming out of the water. It is white. Those two luggages in white. There's like a little girl waving, or a little child waving in the background of the carts. It was powerful. I just can't remember a lot of it. I'm done.
Are you so?
It's
Okay,
cutting off
remember
and on.
to the journal everything. Yeah, because
But it was like I feel numb. That's how. And they touch, somehow they don't touch, or they do something to the snowflake, and somebody says beautiful, beautiful. That is coming to me, and they something lights up, or something is the top of the snowflake, something gets activated there. I remember I had a point on the snowflake, and so I don't know if it's in unison. They say beautiful.
this is crazy. So
Rena, you
first
need to go work for Disney. Write movies.
I've been telling her write books, Reina. Yeah.
And I'm not that creative in real life person. Like, I'm not that creative, but these things I can't imagine. I don't do drugs, but if I were to do hallucinogens, I can't even believe this is just doing these journeys.
I was just going to share my experience if that was okay.
Mhm.
Because I'm not a very visual person. I have a really hard time visualizing things. So it kind of takes me a while to settle into them. And I was listening to Reina's story and I was like, holy cow, hers felt like a movie. Mine was just kind of the last couple minutes. I kind of felt like I had nothing. And then it was really vivid at the end. I could just see really, really vibrant red. And it had little bubbles in it. So my first thought was blood. And then it went to the background of really red and orange. I don't know if it was fire or war. I didn't know this at the time, but I felt like figures, silhouettes were coming out of my body and walking away from me. And at first they had hats on, and I was thinking, like, in the rice fields where they have those hats. At first I thought that was what they had on their heads. I wasn't really sure because it was just the shadows kind of walking. They felt like they were coming out of my body. And then at the end, they were just walking by me. So they had stopped coming out of my body. And near the end, I think they were military helmets. I think I was in war. And my first thought when I thought that was, I thought, how boring, because I actually have an issue. Every time I see a movie that's like war, anything, I'm instantly bored. I don't know why. If I know the movie's about war, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to watch that. I'm not interested. So right away, that was my thought. I was like, oh, come on. That was your thought, war. But it felt peaceful. Like the sky was beautiful. I don't know if it was at the end of the war, everything was done. And it was like, first they were leaving me and then they were just walking by and it was just black silhouettes, but it didn't feel scary, or it felt peaceful because it had this vibrant craziness going on in the background. And it was like, I first felt confused. Like, why are they just so casually walking by?
How
And then that
cool.
was it.
How cool.
That was it.
Definitely use that ancestral trauma healing protocol. Clear that out. Something, there's still, I guess, something attached. Or maybe you just released it. They walked away casually. Okay, we're done. Okay, you brought them back to the source. How cool.
Why would it be so many people though coming away from me? Like there was a few, and then like I said, then I didn't feel like they were coming from me. That then they felt like they were just walking in front of me, like maybe they were coming out from someone else, or but everyone was peaceful.
I found this one to be like super emotional. When we were in the forest and you were like, find somewhere place that looks familiar. It didn't look familiar, but like I sat down and I just was like doing stuff. Like I had all this forged stuff and I was kind of like setting it up almost like in a ritual. And there was just this one big mushroom, like with a red top. It was like just right in front of me. And I drew a circle. You said lay down and get comfortable. And so like I kind of laid down right in front of this circle. And that was like my portal opening to like sinking into earth. So when we were sinking deeper, it was almost like Alice in Wonderland falling down this portal, but it was super slow motion. And like I was just like trust falling on my back, but like it was so slow, like it was just slow.
Time
and when
distortion.
Exactly that. Like it was wild how slow it was. Like I felt heavy almost, like how slow I was going. And when we got down to the bottom, And you got to this part where you were like burning away anything that isn't who you are. Tears just started to flow down my face uncontrollably, like it was just nonstop. And I felt so vulnerable. I could feel like this almost shield come off of me. Normally I'm like Rena, like it's super visual and wild and like, but like it was very like different. Like it was more feeling based. You asked us to find our channel. I came through the order. Is that what it was? The organized channel, but I'm trying to live in chaos. I'm not very structured. I'm not very routine, but I know like I would thrive if I had one. We got over to what felt right and fit, and like right away, like I was finding like I was struggling between like knowledge, but like knowledge, I'm always like taking courses and I'm always learning and I'm always gathering information. But when you started to talk about like experience, I was like, but that's what I want. But then I was like, I want experience, but I was like, but that is knowledge. What I got out of it at the end of it all, oh, a dragon did come in to me at one point when you said, find out where you came from. A dragon just kind of like popped in. And so I think dragons to me really symbolize power. Yeah, that was a message I'd like to sit with after.